like I never left. I'm breaking down the AFC West, which is going to feature the Raiders,
My brother.
the Chargers, Broncos, and the reigning, defending, undisputed champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Stay tuned. Here we go.
Yeah. But I mean, you know.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are watching Talking Sports and More with Maurice. And damn it, I'm not in the building by myself. I am blessed. Y'all recognize him on YouTube as the Big Boy Snacks. So if you haven't watched, go peep out his channel, Big Boy Snacks. Like, comment, subscribe to his channel. Unbelievable. You talking about eating everything and anything. I'll be on there like, okay, I gotta go grab that. I gotta go try that. You realize Derek Carr is not your answer as your franchise quarterback. And you gotta do something about it. But I'm looking at the game like this. Was it really all on Derek Carr?
There we go.
Because I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that defense and how many. I mean, look, they were up 20-0 against the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals came back and won. All right, immediately against our 49ers. 10-point lead in the second half, blew it. That was a problem there. Instead of addressing the issue on defense, they picked on the quarterback, rightfully so, because they made a crying spectacle of himself. Can't have that in the locker room. No one likes or respects a crybaby.
It's contagious, like a yawn.
It's not passion. It's not emotions on the sleeve. It's not like, look, you done cried before. You're just a crybaby. And I like Derek Carr. Don't get me wrong. I like Derek Carr, but this is what happened. So they shipped him out of town. Jimmy Garoppolo was available. Josh McDaniels was like, okay, this is a no-brainer. Go grab Jimmy. Bad foot and all. Come on, Jimmy. Now, they still got some issues with Josh Jacobs. Phenomenal player. I had him in my fantasy league.
Oh, you did? I see the word you used for him.
So, take care of him. Take care of him. Right now, he hasn't signed his franchise tag. Eventually he will, and he will play this season. That, no doubt about that. All right, because they're going to need him. So let's go ahead and dive off. We already know what happened. Let's go ahead and dive off into the Raiders schedule. All right. Let's go ahead and check out the Las Vegas Raiders schedule, and they start the season off on the road. Back-to-back games against the Broncos and Bills, at home versus the Steelers, back on the road versus the Chargers. Then they're at home for back-to-back games against the Packers and Patriots. Now they go back on the road again. The Windy Cities, Justin Fields and the Bears. Ooh, they might have a field day, you know what I'm talking about, with the Raiders defense. And also the Detroit Lions. Tough back-to-back road games. Then they're at home revenge game for Darren Waller as they host the New York Football Giants and the New York Jets. So tough games at home for the Raiders. Back on the road versus the Dolphins. Back at home versus Kansas City, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Los Angeles Chargers. So nice 3-game homestand for the Raiders. But again, tough competition with the Chargers in Kansas City. Back on the road to face the Colts. Then they end the season like they began versus the Denver Broncos. Let's see how the Raiders play out. Tough schedule. All right. Now, let's go to the Los Angeles Chargers. And head coach Brandon Staley is absolutely on the hot seat. After finishing the season at a disappointing 10-7, Chargers limped into the playoffs, faced the Jags, and on the road, and lost a 27-0 lead.
Wow.
Trevor Lawrence looked absolutely terrible through the first 2 quarters, but in the second half, it was all downhill for the Chargers, who only could muster 3 points in the second half, losing to the Jags 31-30.
Ouch.
In the first round, coaching seat is on fire with the Chargers roster and a gunslinger at quarterback.
I'll be a huckleberry.
They say, you know what? Let me go ahead and get the Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. Let me go bring him in. Because Mike McCarthy, now I'm going to talk about that when I circle the wagons in the NFC East. When I talk about them boys.
Mm-hmm.
But when, as it relates to the Chargers, they bring in a pass-happy type of offensive coordinator who you think will give Justin Herbert more opportunities because they got weapons all over the place, all over the field.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect the Chargers once again to compete with the division. But if they don't,
Cutthroat committee.
you got to get rid of the coach. Justin Herbert has proved to you that he is that guy. He can compete. He's right up there on the level with the Josh Allens, with the Joe Burrows. I'm not going to say Patrick Mahomes because he's in the stratosphere by himself. Forget about it.
Wow. Okay.
All right. But as far as with Justin Herbert, you notice I didn't say. Now a lot of bros, right? They're thinking a little hard on Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
I still have Justin Herbert ranked above Lamar Jackson. I have no problem with the Chargers defense. I think they're a pretty sound defense. And as far as with going, I think they should improve from 10-7, at least by a couple of games, at least. But if they don't, the Chargers don't make it to the second round, they got to get rid of the coach. Brandon Staley, bye. Go do something else. Go be offensive coordinator.
It was all the coach want.
Go bring in
Yeah. You listening? We listening.
Go be a Nathaniel Hackett. Go be an offensive coordinator under somebody, you know, that you know I get along with. Because, you know, in the
Shots
NFL,
fired.
yeah, because in the NFL, it's all about who you know. It's a lot of coaches out there. I ain't gonna.
No, talk about it. Be raw and uncut. Keep it real.
You got a brother named like Eric Bieniemy, who's the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs, that's that.
He left that gig. You think he would be an offensive? You think he would be a head coach anywhere on anybody's team? But no, he went to Chocolate City to become offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. I said, what the hell?
Why that? What's that mean, in your opinion?
When you got these scrub head coaches, because they know somebody, they think they deserve an opportunity to be a head coach in the National Football League when they don't measure up. You got Leslie Frazier out there, right? You got, like I said, you got Eric Bieniemy out there. You got Brian Flores out there. Let's see what happens. All I'm saying is, let's see what happens with the Chargers. Should the Chargers be good? Should they compete to win the division? Should they make it to the second round of the playoffs? Based on their roster? Absolutely. And if they don't, they should fire the coach. And that's it. They should definitely compete not only for a playoff spot, but for the AFC West title. I can't believe I said it again, damn it, but I did. Now, the Chargers, they open up against the Dolphins. Whew, that's going to be a slobber knocker. You talking about that game can be combined for maybe 70 points, 70, 75 points. You might want to go for the over in that game with the Dolphins and Chargers. Now, they face the Titans on the road. That's going to be a slobber knocker of a game. You got Derrick Henry. They're going to like to run the ball, so watch out for that. Vikings, Raiders. Then they play America's team, Dallas Cowboys. Hope the Chargers stomp a mud hole in the ass and walk it dry. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah.
Then they face the reigning, defending, undisputed champions. You know that game is going to be in my top 5. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Bears. That's going to be a pretty interesting game because you really can look at the tail of the tape and see how far Justin Fields have improved. Then the Jets, Jets. Ooh, that's going to be a slobber knocker as well. Lions, good game. Packers, Ravens, Chargers. You know, they got them up in the playoffs a couple years ago. I'm really intrigued about this game as far as with the Ravens and the Chargers. Patriots, I like the Chargers. I give it to you right now. I like the Chargers in that game all the way around. Broncos, Raiders, they face the Bills. Josh Allen, you know, he's a bad. Why you want to tell me to move? Am I in your way? Are you? Let me get out of here. You telling me to move. Let me go ahead and move. Who am I? So we're gonna make sure we're gonna get out the way. Now, who might be in the way is the Broncos might be in the way of the Chargers playoff hopes. They face each other down the stretch here, and then they end this season with the Chiefs. You can't feel good about the way the Chargers end the season against the Bills, at the Broncos, and at home to end the season against the Chiefs. Stay tuned, so you're going to find out how many wins the Chargers are going to have.
All right. Kansas City, here we come. And look like the reigning, defending, undisputed champions are ready to do it again. All right, but up first, they hosting the Detroit Lions. And I understand there's a lot of hype around the Lions, and rightfully so. But in this game, they may be biting off more than they can chew. And I'm not talking about kneecaps. I'm talking about Mahomes, Isaiah Pacheco. Yeah, I got him on my fantasy team. Week 2, they travel to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. That's definitely going to be a good game. Is it a playoff preview? We shall see. Then they take on the Bears. That should be a good game. I want to see what Justin Fields, DJ Moore, and the boys can do. Then they take on Aaron Rodgers and the Jets in New York. We're talking about playoff preview. That can be another one. Then week 5, the Chiefs take on the Vikings. I believe the Chiefs could have their way with the Vikings. Then we get our first division game, week 6 against the Broncos. Chargers up next. Then back on the road to face the Broncos. Then Miami, week 9. Damn. I'm telling you, I can circle your calendar for that. You have to get up pretty early in the morning for that game. 6:30, I'll be up. Definitely be up watching that game. I'm not going to miss the Dolphins and Chiefs game. Then, Monday Night Football. Dun, 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 dun. The Eagles, Chiefs, Super Bowl rematch. I can't wait to see that game because, man, it really showed the growth, the progression of Jalen Hurts. Man, damn good game. Then they take on the Raiders. Oh. I tell you what, the Chiefs, I think they made their point with the Raiders. You know, a few years back when the Raiders, when they finally beat the Chiefs, they circled Arrowhead, little victory lap. I'm like, why would you want to do that? Chiefs, man, don't do things like that. Then they take on the Packers in Lambeau. Week 14, Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs. After what happened last season, you know this is going to be a slobber knocker of a game. And then the Chiefs take on the Patriots at home on Christmas versus the Raiders. And then what we all been waiting for, week 17. Mark your calendar. I'm telling you what, again, mark your calendar. December 31st, week 17. Bengals, Chiefs. And guess what they playing at? You better not say Burrowhead. Lesson learned, you think? Bengals, Chiefs, New Year's Eve. Man, slobber knocker indeed. And then the Chiefs end the season versus the Chargers. The Chargers should be in some type of fight of the playoffs or in the playoffs or.
All right. Now, the last team we're going to be breaking down in the AFC West is the Denver Broncos. Of course, yes, they got rid of their former head coach Nathaniel Hackett. Now the offensive coordinator with the New York Jets, Week 5. Slobberknocker, watch out. They bring in Sean Payton. And what he's done, this is what I think. This is my personal opinion.
Let me hear it.
Because he had to backtrack on the steps. He's like, oh, I had my Fox hat on. He said Nathaniel Hackett. Basically, he said the previous head coach for the Denver Broncos did the worst coaching job in NFL history. And a lot of people felt some type of way.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers, he channeled his inner Will Smith. Keep my coach's name out your mouth. He said it.
Is that right? You take that book.
He said it on NFL Network. He said it.
Okay.
Some other people had a problem with it. He had to stoop so low, All right. What Sean Payton was doing, everybody missed it. He was massaging Russell Wilson's ego. Because he got battered and bruised. His quarterback play was subpar. Subpar. Russell Wilson's quarterback play was pretty much suspect. Lackluster. It wasn't that, future Hall of Fame, Super Bowl winning MVP.
Yeah.
We didn't see that from Russell Wilson. I don't know who the hell that was. But Sean Payton had to really stick his neck out and be like, look, it wasn't all on Russell Wilson. Even though that it was. Because look what happened to Derek Carr with the Raiders.
Okay.
You out of here. Russell Wilson, it's not your fault. Just the coach that you had didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Which could be true. Absolutely. He should never get a head coaching job again.
Oh my.
I don't give a damn where it's at.
Okay.
Pop Warner, Pee Wee,
Woo!
Varsity.
Damn.
Nobody. Nothing.
Nope.
Not nobody on the collegiate level. Nothing.
Sheesh.
Nathaniel Hackett, if you don't, but luckily he knows somebody. That's why he's still in coaching right now. He's the offensive coordinator of the New York Jets.
Okay.
Because pretty much Aaron Rodgers wanted him. So all that. But anyway,
Makes sense.
gotta know somebody. I'm
Yeah.
not mad at that. You connected. All good. Before it's with the Denver Broncos, now Russell Wilson, there's no excuses. Now it's nut up or put up. What is it? Nut up or shut up? Put up? Put up or shut up?
One of them. Both. I like both. I like them. Both.
You better not have a repeat of last season. Because you got the money. No, this is what I'm saying is Russell Wilson had unique privileges. He had his own parking stall. He had his own office. You really don't, you're not a coach. You're a player.
Yeah.
Nobody could play future in the locker room. Could do that. All right.
Not even doing a warm-up?
Not even doing a warm-up. No future at all.
What if we just left the room?
No future.
Damn.
Not even Panda.
Well,
Can't even play that.
Damn.
Don't even play a nigga that sound like the nigga.
Damn. Okay.
What? You calling me a liar? What's the artist name anyway? That was on that song. Cause when I first heard it, I thought that was all future. Then it comes.
Me too.
What was it? Designer.
Designer. He really
Fooled me.
He really talks like that, which was crazy.
You got me. I've never heard not one
He
interview.
really sounds like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Denver Broncos, there's no designer, there's no future. Per Russell Wilson. Now, this season, there's no excuses. I'm sorry. It's like Antonio Tarver, Roy Jones Jr. There's no excuses, Roy. Russell Wilson, there's no excuses. You got your defense. You got your running game. You got your skilled players on offense. Now it's time to go out there and win some games because of you. All right?
Now with the Denver Broncos, let's go ahead and dive into their schedule. Week 1, they take on the Las Vegas Raiders, their division rivalries, their arch rivals. I really like that game. I'm going to tune in. Absolutely, you know I am. Now with the Washington Commanders, that's going to be a defensive game right here. I believe it's 13 to 10 games, 12 to 9 type games. Now week 3 against the Dolphins, that score is definitely going to shoot up against them. Speaking of shooting up, the next game they take on the Bears. You know Justin Fields, he can shoot up and downfield. Week 5, you already know, you already have your calendar circled. Broncos, Jets, yes. Then they take on the Kansas City Chiefs. They might be battered and bruised going into that game. So let's see what happens. Packers, then back again against Kansas City. That's tough. You know, you playing Kansas City 2 out of 3 weeks. Damn. Then they take on Buffalo, Minnesota. They might get Minnesota. I'm not thinking. Minnesota might have a tough year. Now this game is going to be pretty good, I believe. The Broncos, Browns. All right. You got the Houston Texans in there. Then they meet up against the Chargers. Detroit Lions. Detroit might get them. They play in the Motor City. Detroit Lions might get them. Then they take on the New England Patriots, Chargers. Then they end the season like they began the season against the Las Vegas Raiders. And when it's all said and done, where in the hell will the Broncos end up in that division? 3rd, last, 2nd? You better not say 1st. It's hell to them.
Reggie White when I slap him. Bosa Bear, go sack him.